Hey everybody, Dr. Steven here. What a joy it has been to get to know you guys and read your initial intros and your discussion threads, and I feel like I'm making some new friends, and a handful of you I've had in other classes. Hey, I hope you enjoyed my silly little Sitzenleben video. I'm not wearing that hat, and well actually I have the hat here. Let me grab it real quick. So this hat, several of you asked me about it in private emails. This is a Bavarian hat. I got it actually in 1994. We spent a month in Europe with our kids, and as I told you in the, the Sitzenleben video, my wife is half German and we have German relatives. We spent a bit of time over there, and they wear these things over there. So I bought the hat, and it had the little feather in it because some of the German guys will have the feathers and they get them all fancy there. And then I noticed that a lot of them had hat pins from all over the place. So it's just been fun to start collecting hat pins on that hat. But I got to tell you, it weighs a lot, so I don't wear it much. I wear it for Sitzenleben videos, and that's just about it. Okay, so I want to talk just briefly about the expectations for the class, a couple things. First, I want to talk about the discussion threads. I am so excited to meet you guys and interact with you on the discussion threads, but there was a couple of you that didn't jump in this week. And I just want to say, first of all, this first week's kind of a gimme week, a mulligan, we call it in golf. So a online class, in order to get the same credits that a face-to-face class would have, one of the key components is the discussion thread, because it really approximates or takes the place of the back and forth discussion you have in a face-to-face classroom situation. So what I'm looking for is just involvement, robust involvement. I'm not going to worry about word count. I'm not going to grade your grammar. In fact, I'll just be honest with you. If you make a post, and there's going to be 2 questions every week from this point on, if you make a post and it's engaging, and then you jump in and you respond to 2 other students' posts, either their post talking about your post or you talking about their post, I don't care. And hopefully even more than just the 2. As we have some back and forth, everybody gets full credit. So everybody's going to get it 100% every week on the discussion threads as long as you just participate. It's that simple. Beyond that, there's going to be 2 reflection papers, one on each of the 2 texts. We have 2 texts, remember, Understanding Scripture, edited by Wayne Grudem, and Saving the Bible from Ourselves by my good friend, Glenn Powell. Okay, so you're going to write a reflection paper on each of those 2 texts. It's going to be 3 to 5 pages, double spaced. 3.5 pages is just fine. And the first one is due on the end of week 3. The second one is due the end of week 5. And I know what you're thinking. I haven't even read the whole book. How can I write the paper? Don't worry. It's going to be easy. Okay? So this is how you write a reflection paper, even though you haven't read the whole book. The first half, so the first page and a half to 2 pages, is going to be you summarizing the basic layout of the book, the basic way in which the book handles the topic. Okay? Just telling us about how the book does it. And then the second half, the second page and a half to 2 pages, is going to be you just focusing in on 1 or 2 concepts from what you've already read that really resonated with you and just interacting with them a little bit. You don't need any outside resources or references. You don't need any extended bibliography. It can be in the first person. I just want you to interact with the text. It's both a point of accountability that you are interacting with the textbooks, and also just so that you can grow and learn from this experience. So those are 2 of the assignments. The third written assignment is going to be a final paper, which is only 6 to 8 pages, double spaced. And again, 6 to 6.5 pages is fine. And it's going to be on just one topic that you've really wanted to explore as a result of the class, and it's due the last day of class. We'll talk more about that in a few weeks. And then beyond that, there's an extremely easy final exam. So easy, I'm almost embarrassed, but I'm not embarrassed, because actually I'm not a big proponent of final exams, because I don't want people just trying to memorize and regurgitate information. I would rather them interact with it through a paper. But the final exam will be easy. I'll give you a study guide. You're not going to have any problem. every one of you is going to just do great in this class. Now, final comment about this week in the videos. The first video is going to be my first interview with the author Glenn Powell of one of our textbooks, Saving the Bible from Ourselves. And I did this about 3 years ago here in my basement when I invited Glenn in. He's a dear friend of mine. And I did not have some of the better video equipment that I now have procured in the last couple of years since I've been teaching more classes with TKU Online. So the quality is so-so, but the content is incredible, as you hear from the author. So watch that video, and one of the questions will be regarding Glenn's comments on the video and your readings in Glenn's book. The second video, I have to apologize. It's 2 parts, and it's a little longer. And in retrospect, I should have tried to work Glenn's interview last week, and I didn't. So for that, I just apologize. But you guys are used to watching videos on your phone or your device, so it won't be a big deal. Now, this second video is part 1 and 2 because it was just a little too long for my YouTube channel, and I had to divide it into 2 parts and upload it. It's me teaching, and I think there's only 2 other little videos of me teaching through this course, on video at least. So you'll see it's the same, part 1 and part 2 of genre, but I'm wearing the same clothes, and it's here in my study, so it's obvious the same thing. I just cut it right in the middle in part 1 and part 2. That will inform the second discussion question. And I probably should retape this for 2 reasons. The first reason is that when I taped this, which was when I first began doing online classes, and this class in particular, which I think was the fall of 2017, so a number of years ago now, I've lost 20 pounds since then, and so I should probably do it again so you can see me a little thinner than in that video. But vanity aside, the second reason was because during that time, that summer, there was a total eclipse of the sun in parts of the United States, and there was a lot of craziness that kind of came up in social media, people trying to relate that to the end of the world or the rapture or the Lord returning and those kinds of things. And I make reference to it just real briefly on the second part 2 of that genre video when I'm talking about prophetic literature. So just want you to understand that. So that's what we've got in store for this week. I look forward to seeing you guys in the discussion threads. And hey, hang in there with me. If you have a problem, if you need a little more time on a paper, just let me know. I'm a grace guy, and I want every one of you to do great. So you're all going to do exceptionally good in this class. I just know you are, and I look forward to seeing you in the discussion threads.